Johnson. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 42, Abe Bullard. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 17, Derek Lusick. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 3, Grady Phillips. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 7, Tanner Stanley. Batting eighth, the DH for the pitcher tonight, number 15, Grant Phillips. Batting ninth, the center fielder, number 19, Drew Tangen. On the mound for the Pirates tonight is number 12, Griffin Bierke. At this time, let's please direct our attention to KMSP reporter, Channel 9 News, Rose Schmidt for God Bless America.
Hey, pleasant good evening to you from Paynesville Stadium. We come to you tonight on the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour. Our latest stop will be at this lovely facility as the new Munich SilverStreaks will take on the Paynesville Pirates tonight. Jeff Pappas, my name, and the cast of Little House on the Prairie is going to come out and sing the national anthem momentarily.
School children.
And only out in this part of the state will you see something like that. But here's the national anthem. And there you have it, the national anthem, and tonight's game coming up. The New Munich SilverStreaks in the black will bat first. Their batting order leading off and doing the pitching, Caden Sod. Batting second and playing catcher, number 33, Logan Funk. Batting third and playing short, Will Funk. Batting fourth and playing third base, Joe Stander. Batting fifth and playing first base, Ty Keller. Batting sixth and playing second base, Devin Hansen. Batting seventh and playing right field, Keegan Stender. Batting eighth and playing center field, Hunter Rademacher. And batting ninth and playing right field, Jacob Hinnenkamp. And they will face Griffin Bierke, who is taking his warm-up tosses now for Paynesville. Paynesville's only been in this game about 30 years at the town ball level, but boy, have they got a lovely facility here, and they are coming off their first ever state tournament appearance last year. And so there's momentum here, a lot of enthusiasm, and a tremendous crowd. We have another beautiful night for baseball here. Quickly, the starting lineup for Paynesville. Leading off and playing second base, Grayson Fuchs. Batting second and playing right field, Blake Vogel. Batting third and playing shortstop, Luke Johnson. Batting fourth and playing third base, Abe Bullard. Batting fifth and playing first base, Garrett Lewinsky. Batting sixth and doing the catching, Grady Fuchs. Batting seventh and playing left field, Tanner Stoley. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, Grant Fuchs. And batting ninth and playing center field, Drew Tang. And the pitcher tonight, for New Munich, is Caden Sod, and we'll be getting particulars on him in a little bit. They are eschewing the designated hitter tonight. The pitcher is going to lead off, and we are ready to get underway with the latest iteration of the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour here on Prep Spotlight TV. Glad to have you along. Jeff Pappas, my name, and I'll be your genial host this evening as we have a lovely night for baseball. Bjerke ready. Here's the first pitch of the ball game, and it is low and in 6 minutes early at 7:09. Outfield has him played straight away, and the pitch is taken, and that is a strike on the outside corner. Again, only a single umpire working these games, making all the calls. Bjerke ready, and here's the pitch, swing and a miss as he pulled the string on him, and it's 1-2 strikes. Sand ready, and here is the pitch to him, and he pops it foul over the screen and out of play. 1-2 strikes. 320 down the left field line here in Paynesville. 314 down the right field line. No measurement in center, but still a pretty good poke will get it out of here tonight. And here's the 1-2 delivery just a bit upstairs, and that evens the count at 2-2. Sand and the two Funks, Logan and Will, the bat here for New Munich in the first inning. The 2-2 delivery, swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Sand goes down swinging. First out here in the top of the first inning, Logan Funk now the catcher, coming up for New Munich.
Now batting for New Munich, catcher Logan Funk.
So Bjerke strikes out the first batter he faces. And left-handed batter Logan Funk, number 33, stands in. And the pitch leaned him back. And ball one. Will Funk, the on-deck hitter. Shadows are starting to get long here. Left field is a sun field at the moment, but that should go away fairly quickly. And here's the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball high. Nope, that's called a strike. Excuse me. 1-1 strike. Our vantage point here, as you can see in the screen just to the left of home plate. And here's the delivery, and that is outside. 2 balls and a strike. Bjerke struck out the first man here in the top half of the first. The pitch swung on and missed. He threw it right past him. 2 strikes. New Munich, the record of 5-5, but a team batting average of only .235 coming into this game. So they do it with pitching. They do it with defense. And here's the pitch swung on. That slap fouled on the third base side. And the count rides at 2 strikes. 92 degrees here in Paynesville as they start off tonight, but a nice breeze, so you can hardly tell. 2-2. That's outside. And the string is out to Logan Funk. 3 strikes. Bjerke is ready, working quickly, and here's the payoff. Inside, he walked him. Logan Funk aboard for New Munich. And that will bring up Will Funk, the shortstop. He is a right-handed batter. Where's number 18? And we'll take a look at Logan Funk at first base, now being held by Lewinsky. And the pitch. Bluffs a bunt and takes outside for ball one. Joe Stander, the third baseman and cleanup hitter, moves on deck now for New Munich. Down the third base line for the sign here, while Bjerke will look in at the catcher. We'll see if there's anything on here. Funk with a modest lead at first base, and the pitch is a strike called. 1-1 to Will Funk. Now that pitch is fouled straight back and out of play. And it's a ball and 2 strikes now to Will Funk as we're just underway here from Paynesville.
Please return all foul balls into the concession stand or to the field. We'd sure appreciate it. Return all foul balls to the field or the concession stand. Thank you.
Now there are PA announcers saying, please return all foul balls, which is part of the fun of going to the ballpark, is being able to keep a foul ball. Ground ball up the middle, snared by Bjerke. Throws on to short for 1, and on to first, a double play. 1-6-3, and very smartly turned there by the Paynesville defense, and New Munich is out of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 1/2 inning, and Paynesville is coming up.
Fox 9's Town Ball Tour is in full swing. Join us Wednesdays as we celebrate the small towns of Minnesota. Fox 9's Town Ball Tour, presented by Sieben Carey Personal Injury Law and JTR Roofing. This is Fox 9 Plus.
Let's get started, everybody.
Today's biggest talkers.
Charles and I have been talking about this all morning.
Award-winning comedy.
This gets better and better.
Minnesota's only local news at 7.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Plus,
More good news.
a whole lot more.
More than this?
More than we can use.
Game shows, court shows,
Now we're getting somewhere.
your shows. Fox 9 Plus. Something for everyone.
Back for the bottom half of the first inning as the Paynesville Pirates come to the plate for the first time. They have 3 Fuchs on their team, and they all have first names starting with G: Grayson, Grady, and Grant. Grant is the DH, Grayson is playing second base, and Grady is doing the catching tonight for Paynesville. Just glad to have you along here on Prep Spotlight TV tonight. There are several more games still to come on the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour. And then it's the playoffs coming up, in the state tournaments in Class A, B, and C will be here on Prep Spotlight TV. So if you're into town ball, why wouldn't you be? They will be here for you. Next week, it's Hamel playing host to Andover on July 6th, Green Isle and Carver on the 13th of July, and then Waterville and New Prague will close out our town ball schedule on the 20th of July, and after that they go off to the playoffs. And here is Grayson Fuchs, the second baseman, right-handed batter, and the third baseman Stander is already playing on the grass here at the edge of the grass. As Sand gets ready, winds and works. Fastball inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Fuchs, Vogel, and Luke Johnson here in the bottom half of inning number 1. Here's the pitch, swung on, and that's wrapped towards third, foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's been a fun trip in my sojourn through the heart of this tour. It took us to Isanti and Union Hill, and now here to Paynesville tonight. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swung on, and that is fouled off the catcher, and Funk is shaking out the cobwebs there. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Grayson Fuchs to start things off. Now Sand looks in. Right-hander winds, works 1-2. Breaking ball is behind him, and that is obviously ball 2. So it's not what he had in mind, I'm fairly sure. 2-2 is fouled, and the count rides again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter for Paynesville in the bottom half of inning number 1. And there's a big breaking ball, and that missed low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The string is out here to the leadoff man for Paynesville in the bottom half of the first inning. Fuchs ready. Sand working quickly. Here's the 3-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Sand, like Bjerke, strikes out the first batter, and here's Blake Vogel, the right fielder. On the right-handed batter, where's number 2? And the pitch, and that hit him. Well, one pitch behind the first batter, and another one hits Vogel to lead off the inning. And here's Luke Johnson, the shortstop. Now we'll see if Vogel has anything going here. And the pitch swung on and hit high in the air, foul on the third base side. Stander looks like he's got a play in front of the dugout, and it drops behind him. And a foul ball. Well, high sky and a difficult play, but one that gives Luke Johnson a life here. Now Sand ready. And the 0-1 is swung on and peeled back to the screen. 0-2 now to Johnson. Sand quickly getting ahead here with 1 strikeout and a hit batsman to start. Vogel gets his lead. The pitch in the dirt, and a nice stop there by Funk. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now the pitch. That is swung on and fouled on the third base side, and that's going to get out of play. And on the canvas roof off to the left of the hospitality tent, and that makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Johnson ready. Vogel gets his lead from first base. A little more aggressive lead. Breaking pitch, and it's in the dirt, but struck out. And Johnson is retired. 2 strikeouts here for Sand in the first inning, and here's Abe Bullard, the third baseman, right-handed batter. And of course, Johnson unable to attempt a run to first base because it was occupied. And the pitch, that sails up high, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. I am reminded of the phrase constructive wildness as I look at Sand on the mound. Gets it there quick, but his location has been an issue early. This is a foul straight back by Bullard. 1 ball and 1 strike. Garrett Lewinsky on deck here, the first baseman for Paynesville. They can keep it going here in the bottom half of inning number 1. Sand sets and works, and he's upstairs with a fastball, 2-1. Blake Vogel, the runner at first base. We'll see if they have anything in mind for him with 2 outs here. It's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Swung right through the fastball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, Bullard gets back in. And the 2-2. Runner goes. Throw to second base is not going to be in time, and it's a stolen base as Funk's throw was towards the first base side of the bag, and Vogel slid in with a stolen base. Meanwhile, it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bullard. 2-2 count, not bad to run on, especially with 2 outs. Another set and the 3-2. Swing and a miss, and Sand strikes out the side in the first inning, but hits a batter. So it's an interesting first for Paynesville. They leave 1. We played 1 inning, and we have no score.
Oh, look. Friday and Saturday Saints home games are on Fox 9 Plus. A new catch. Today keeps getting better. Yoo-hoo!
St. Paul Saints, Friday and Saturday home games on Fox 9 Plus.
We remind you to join in the fun this summer at CHS Field to watch your Minnesota Twins AAA affiliate, the St. Paul Saints. For every Friday night home game in July or August, you have a chance to watch the future stars of tomorrow, catch some wacky in-game promotions, and then enjoy the post-game fireworks on the field. Head to saintsgroups.com and enter the password TOWNBALL to get your exclusive tickets now. And we remind you as well, the Minnesota Twins hosted a salute to the Townball champions at Target Field last summer. And this summer, the event will be bigger and better. Mark your calendars for Saturday, September the 10th, and stay tuned for more information on upcoming Fox 9 Townball Tour live streams. First inning for Paynesville, interesting. 3 strikeouts, 1 hit batsman. Bjerke in the first inning, 16 pitches, 9 strikes. And he will face the 4, 5, 6 batters in the new Munich order. That would be Stander, Keller, and Hansen as we play the second inning from Paynesville Stadium. You can see the flag perhaps when we get the appropriate chance to show it from a large crane flying fully extended out in center field. Wind from the south, 16 miles an hour. That's left to right here. And here's the first pitch on the way from Bjerke. Turns Stander back, and that is ball 1. Working quickly. Bjerke ready, and here's the pitch. And there's a breaking ball that is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Nice fielding play by Bjerke to finish the first inning, snaring that ground ball back up the middle and starting the double play. Here's a 2-0 fastball, and that is a strike called. 2-1. Now Bjerke ready, and here's his 2-1 delivery, and that is a little bit outside. And it's 3 balls and a strike to Joe Stander. Bjerke struck out 1 and walked 1 in the first inning. Right-hander ready, and here's the 3-1. Walked him. No. Oh, boy, he was out of the batter's box. I thought that was up and in, but umpire disagreed, and Stander now has to face a 3-2 pitch. Here it is. Swung on and tapped towards short. Johnson charging it. Plays it on the short hop. Goes on to first base in time to retire. Standers 6-3 for the first out of inning number 2. And that'll bring up Ty Keller, first baseman. And the pitch, Reller swings and fouls it right back at us, but there's a net in the way. Thankfully. By age, reflexes may not be what they're supposed to be, so the net does us a solid here. No balls and a strike. The pitch on the way, swung on, and that is slapped, fouled on the third base side to get out of play. 0-2 now. To Ty Reller, the first baseman. Bjerke ready, and here's his 0-2. Swung on, and that's fouled straight back. And the count holds at 0-2. Paynesville, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, celebrating its first trip to state last year. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and that is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And if you haven't had a chance to see the Townball Amateur Baseball State Tournament, it's really worth it. It's there's a 1-2 pitch outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. These are obviously not professional players, but these are folks that love to play the game, and they love to do good things for other people, and it's fun to watch. 2-2 on the way, swung on and fouled back, and the count rides at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ty Reller. But you meet more solid people at this level, I think, than most other places you care to mention. And a chance to call the last 2 state tournaments, and it's really one of the highlights of the year. Here's the 2-2 delivery, swung on, and that is fouled away on the third base side, so it's still 2-2. Paynesville, by virtue of its location in the Class C tournament last year. And the 2-2 delivery on the way. And strike 3 called. So Reller goes down looking. Second strikeout for Bjerke, and here's Devin Hansen, the second baseman, with 2 out and nobody on here in the New Munich second inning. Right back to Bjerke. He knocks it down, and he throws on to first base, and it is in time for the out. So Devin Hansen retired on 1 pitch here in the second inning. And no runs, no hits, no errors. And through 2 innings, Bjerke's faced the minimum. Inning and a half, no score.
Oh, look. Friday and Saturday Saints home games are on Fox 9 Plus. A new catch. Today keeps getting better. Yoo-hoo!
St. Paul Saints, Friday and Saturday home games on Fox 9 Plus. This is Fox 9 Plus.
Let's get started, everybody.
Today's biggest talkers.
Charles and I have been talking about this all morning.
Award-winning comedy.
This gets better and better.
Minnesota's only local news at 7.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Plus,
More good news.
a whole lot more.
More than this?
More than we can use.
Game shows, court shows,
Now we're getting somewhere.
your shows. Fox 9 Plus. Something for everyone.
You get in-game promotions here at Paynesville as they have a tug of war type game just played here. If they have a dizzy bat race, you can count me in, I guess. It's one of the staples of small town baseball, minor league baseball, where I worked for a number of years, and fun stuff. 5, 6, and 7 are due up for Paynesville here in the bottom half of the second inning. Garrett Lewinsky, the first baseman, will lead off. Right-handed batter. Grady Fuchs and Tanner Stroley are due up in the home half of the second inning. Sand ready. Here he comes. That is a strike called on the inside corner. Sand ready. 0-1. Strike 2. And our plate umpire tonight is set up on the inside corner, so he's seeing those pitches come right at him. And here's the 0-2 delivery. That hit him. And it's a second hit batsman for Sand.
Now batting the catcher, Grady Fuchs.
Here's Grady Fuchs, the catcher. And Sand has hit 2 of the first 5 batters he's faced. Lewinsky will get a lead from first base. And the pitch, that's up high. 1 ball and no strikes. Now the pitch from the stretch, swing and a miss. And he has Grady Fuchs 1-1. Sand struck out the side in the first inning. There's the 1-1. Swung on and grounded in the hole and into left field, a base hit. And coming in, Stender to make the play. Lewinsky will check in at second base. First base hit of this contest.
Now batting for the Pirates, left fielder.
And here's Stroley, the left fielder. Runners at first and second, nobody out. And we'll see if the bunt is in order here. Infield seems to think so. It's in at the corners. Sand ready, and here's the pitch. Squares the bunt and takes high. Now a bluff throw to second base, and that'll get Lewinsky to jog back. 1 ball and no strikes to Tanner Stroley here in the bottom of the second inning. Squares again and takes ball 2. Infield in, especially Reller at first base. He is in deep. There's a backhanded stop there by Funk. And it's 3 balls and no strikes to Stroley here in the home second inning. He's ready. And here's 3-0 pitch, and that is a strike called. 3-1. 19 pitches in the first inning for Sand, 11 strikes. Now ready, here's a 3-1, and that is swung on and popped up. And the infield fly rule will be in effect here, and the batter's out as Stroley pops to short. And here's Grant Fuchs, the designated hitter. First and second, one out. Now the pitch. And that one is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Drew Tang and the number 9 man on deck for Paynesville. Here's the pitch, and that will jackknife Grant Fuchs. It's 2 balls and no strikes. 2 on, 1 out. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Threw it past him, 2-1. Now Sand ready, sets, works. Swing and a miss. 2-2. He has elevated the last 2 fastballs, as the professionals would say, to Fuchs, who has run up the ladder both times. 2-2. Swung on, and that is hit in the air to left field. Rademacher, Stender, and actually it's going to be the shortstop, Funk, coming over to make the catch. Wynn took that one a little bit, and Fuchs is retired, and there's 2 down. And here's Drew Tangen. We'll leave it up to the number 9 man in the batting order. 2 on, 2 out now in the bottom half of the second inning in a scoreless contest. And we're going to get a runner for Paynesville. Sam Orline, number 5. The catcher is allowed to leave for a courtesy runner with 2 outs, and there is a strike on the outside corner to Drew Tangen. 0-1. Chop foul at the plate. 2 strikes to count now to the center fielder, the Paynesville Pirates, and they will then flip the batting order. Oh, 0-2. Pitch is just off the corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now Sand ready, and here he comes. And that is just off the plate with a breaking ball. And the count evens at 2-2. Two-two delivery, and that is outside 3-2. He's had 4 3-ball counts in his first trip through the order as Sand, and that's kind of playing with fire a little bit here. We'll see what happens on 3-2. Runners go, and the pitch is taken for strike 3. So Tangen caught looking, and that ends the Paynesville second inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 2. We played 2 innings. We have no score.
For years, people have come to me and they've said, our kids get really nervous during severe weather. Is there something you can recommend? I've always said the same thing. Make your children the storm captain. Give them a hat, a clipboard with your personal storm plan written down, a whistle, and when we start talking about a severe thunderstorm watch, your storm captain is in charge of mustering the entire family with your personal storm plan. Give them power over the storm.
Paynesville Stadium, a lovely evening for baseball here. There was a little bit of rain east of here that scooted on through before this game started, and we have a beautifully kept facility to admire this evening as we play stop number 6 on the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour. Bottom third of the New Munich order is due up here in the 3rd inning. That will be Stender, Rademacher, and Hinnenkamp. And Bjerke has faced the minimum through 2 innings. They allowed a walk. And that's been it so far.
Third off in the top of the 3rd New Munich, the right fielder, Keegan Stangler.
Keegan Stander working against Bjerke, half swing, cost him strike one. Straight away here, playing the number 7 man on the order. Bjerke works. Strike two. Stander quickly in a hole here. Now Bjerke works. Big bender, and umpire didn't buy it. 1 ball on 2 strikes. Now the 1-2. Fastball, waved at and missed for strike 3. Stender is retired. 3rd strikeout for Bjerke, and here's Hunter Rademacher, the center fielder. Well, a strong start here for Bjerke. Turned in a strong fielding play and is able to retire batters by himself. Here's the 0-1, fouled back to the screen for Rademacher. Hinnenkamp next, and then the New Munich order will flip. Now he's ready. Here's the wind and the 0-1. And that is taken for strike 2. So again, Bjerke pitching ahead on the count here, and he's 0-2 on Rademacher. And the pitch is a breaking ball that is taken for strike 3. Consecutive strikeouts for Bjerke. He's now got 4, and here's Hinnenkamp. And there is a foul ball out of play for strike 1 to the number 9 man. And the Silver Streak order, and here is the pitch. Swung on, and that is grounded to short. Johnson up with it and throws on to first in time to retire Hinnenkamp on the side here in the New Munich 3rd inning. 1-2-3, nothing across, 2.5, no score here from Paynesville.
All right, fans, it's time for some more the beach ball boogie. Turn your attention.
More is better, and Fox 9 now has more. More streaming, more local stories, more shows, and, well, more. Go ahead, try it out, and discover more on the Fox 9 News app and at fox9.com.
Make sure this lane is bouncing around the grandstand. Go once, twice, come on, keep it moving, keep it moving. Line by line, there we go, over the head, they're talking, not paying attention. 1, 2, 1, up. Oh, get to the next box, not quite. Oh, off the head, no, that one field. Paul's gonna stop the music, and when he stops it, if you're holding this beach ball, you're gonna have to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We have our first Take Me Out to the Ball Game. All right, hold on, let's see who you're gonna sing with. You wanna give it a toss? Throw up in the stands, there we go.
Bottom half of inning number 3 coming up. And Caden Sand ready for his 3rd inning of work. He will face the top of the order for Paynesville. He's already up to 41 pitches through 2 innings, 23 strikes. But he's in the same place as Bjerke in that no one scored a run.
Coming to plate for the Pirates, the second baseman, Grayson Fuchs.
Now Grayson Fuchs struck out swinging his first time up, and Sand works to him, and that first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Again, Grayson Fuchs, Vogel, and Johnson. And the pitch swung on, and that is wrapped foul down the 3rd baseline. Now Sand looks in for the sign. Here's the 1-1, and there's a fastball that catches the inside corner. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Looking for the breakthrough here. The 1-2 delivery. Swung on, and that is fouled on the third base side. Stander over for it, and he is going to run out of room. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sand ready, and comes 1-2, and that is grounded towards short. Will Funk over for it. Long throw to first. Stretch got him. Nicely done. And Fuchs retired on a ground out to short. For the first out, a nice play in the hole there by Will Funk. Going to his right and planting and making a strong throw across to get the out. And here's Vogel, who was hit by a pitch and stole second, where he was left in the first inning. Here's the first pitch to him. Swung on, and that's laced to center field. A base hit. And Rademacher over. Second hit for the Pirates. Blake Vogel blasts one up the middle.
Now, batting for the Pirates, the shortstop, Luke.
And here's Luke Johnson, struck out swinging. His first time up. Vogel gets his lead from first base. Upstairs with a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. And Abe Bullard, cleanup hitter, moves on deck. And that one is inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Sand works, and there's a line drive to left field, and tracking it is Stender, and he makes the catch. Well hit ball by Johnson, but right at the left fielder for the second out, and here's Bullard. Struck out swinging his first time up. Second trip through the order. So far the top 3 batters have made decent contact on Sand. Here's the pitch, and there's a fastball up high. 1 ball and no strikes, and Vogel stole second base last time with 2 outs. Sand over for a look, and the 1-0. Swung on, and that's hit to short center field. Coming in, Rademacher coming in, has to play it on a hop. And a bloop single for Bullard here. Vogel checks in at second base, 2 out and 2 on for Lewinsky,
It's the first baseman, Garrett Wilson.
who was hit by a pitch his first time up. Excuse me, Lusink. I misread the manager's handwriting on the score sheet. You know, I have that problem too because my handwriting is horrible, and that was me. So Lusink is the batter. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 out, 2 on. Here's a pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Bottom half of the second inning, a ball and a strike. And the pitch. Swung on, and that's peeled fouled on the first base side, and that finds the netting. 1 ball and 2 strikes, but if we get a chance to look over there and you can see the lawn chairs that are set up down the first baseline, they are 2 and 3 deep down there. There's a berm on the third base side where people are sitting. Here's the 1-2. Low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, that is prime foul ball territory, and it is outside the protection of the net. So they got to look alive down the first baseline. And now the pitch swung on, and that is fouled away on the first base side. And Bullard was breaking back to first base there, and they weren't holding him. Lusink fouls back, and it goes out of play. as Reller at first base took a couple steps in behind him. 2-2. Big slow curve, and that is strike three. And boy, Funk, the catcher, was out of his stance before the umpire made the call. Everybody knew that was strike three. And 4 strikeouts for Sand through 3 innings. No runs, 2 hits, 2 more left for Paynesville. They left 5 on base through 3 innings. No score here from Paynesville.
This is Fox 9 Plus.
Let's get started, everybody.
Today's biggest talkers.
Charles and I have been talking about this all morning.
Award-winning comedy.
This gets better and better.
Minnesota's only local news at 7.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Plus,
More good news.
a whole lot more.
More than this? More than we can use.
Game shows, court shows,
Now we're getting somewhere.
your shows. Fox 9 Plus. Something for everyone.
Top of the 4th inning coming up, and Caden Sand for New Munich struck out 5, walked none, and hit 2 in 3 innings of work. As the Pirates have stranded 5 runners in the first 3 innings. Top of the order for New Munich, and they get their second look at Bierke, and we'll see that changes their fortunes at all. And Sand will start things off. The pitcher struck out swinging his first time up. A little bit more leisurely pace to this game than last week when Mayer and Union Hill blazed through 5 innings in an hour and 5 minutes. We're 43 minutes into game here, and we're starting the top of the 4th, but still it's faster than the majors, and that's, say it before, we'll say it again. If they want to learn how to speed up games, just watch these guys. They work quick, they throw strikes, they swing the bats. And here's Sand. The pitch is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Bierke ready, and here he comes, 1-0. Swung on, and that is grounded sharply to second base. Grayson Fuchs over, and he throws on to first base to retire Sand for the first out in the 4th inning. 1 up and 1 down. Here's Logan Funk, who's been the only base runner for New Munich in this game. He walked in the first inning and then was erased on the front end of the double play that ended the inning. So Bierke still has faced the minimum here. And the pitch. Breaking ball is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Will Funk, the shortstop, on deck. Here's the 1-0. That's low. 2 balls and no strikes. Bierke works. Taking all the way, and that is on the corner for strike 1 to Logan Funk. Bierke, for his part, has struck out 4. Walked 1. Here's the pitch, swung on, and that is lifted to the right side and going over for this Vogel towards the line, and he makes the catch. Funk retired. 2 down, and here's Will Funk, the shortstop, grounded into the double play, his first time up.
Not batting for the New Munich SilverStreaks, the shortstop, Will Funk.
Well, New Munich not only looking for its first hit, they're looking for their first runner to second base in this contest. And here's the first pitch from Bierke. That is well outside and goes back to the screen for ball 1. Stander is on deck if Will Funk is able to keep things going here in the New Munich half of inning number 4. We're scoreless. One-0 swung on and missed. And it's even now to Funk at a ball and a strike. Great night to just sit and watch, which scoreless game, I imagine, will keep your eyes peeled. Now the 1-1 delivery. Bunts. Bierke picks it up, slings it on to first. The throw is wide to the home plate side, but snared there by losing at first base, and Will Funk is retired for the 3rd out of the 4th inning. 3.5 in the books, and no score from Paynesville on the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour.
Oh, look. Friday and Saturday Saints home games are on Fox 9 Plus. A new catch. Today keeps getting better. Yoo-hoo!
St. Paul Saints, Friday and Saturday home games on Fox 9 Plus.
Back in the home half of the fourth inning for Paynesville. And it'll be 6, 7, 8 coming up. Grady Fuchs, Tanner Stroley, and Grant Fuchs do the bat against Caden Sand. Right-hander has thrown 58 pitches through 3 innings, 34 strikes. So he's had a little trouble with his command. But it's odd in that it has not cost him a walk as yet. He has hit 2 batters, but struck out 5, and maybe there is something to that constructive wildness after all. We will see as Paynesville comes to the plate in the bottom half of the fourth. Our between inning promotion is now concluding. Well, the folks in St. Paul are looking for anybody to be between innings host. They should look up this young lady. She has got everybody's attention, certainly. We go to the bottom half now, and here's Grady Fuchs. And he singled to left field his first time up. 1 for 1. Sand ready, and here's the pitch to him, and that is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Sand then throws a breaking ball that catches the corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now ready, working quickly. 1-1 is fouled away on the first base side, and that'll make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sand ready, and here he comes. 1-2. Breaking ball is strike 3. So Grady Fuchs is caught looking. Strikeout number 6 for Sand, and here is Stroley, the left fielder, popped to short his last time up in the second inning, 0 for 1. And Sand starts him with a fastball up, 1 ball and no strikes. And the 1-0. That is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Paynesville has yet to be retired in order in this game. Here's the 2-0. And a fastball is up, 3 balls and no strikes. Sand ready, and he works 3 balls and no strikes, and has a breaking ball up. A 4-pitch walk to Stroley, his first of the game. And that'll bring up Grant Fuchs, the DH, who flew out to short center field, caught by Will Funk. His last time up, he is 0 for 1. And for the 4th straight inning, the Pirates get a base runner. On the pitch, and that is hit. Oh, a nice stop at third base by Stander. Throw across, and did they get him? No, they did not, but a super play by Stander to go to his left and snare that line drive. He threw across, and Stroley just beat the throw back to the bag. Terrific play by Stander, and it's going to leave it up to Tangen again with 2 outs and 1 on here in the home half of the 4th inning. Pitch. Up. 1 ball and no strikes. Cy Fuchs was sitting on that first pitch fastball, and he just laced it. But Stander had him played perfectly. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, and that is fouled away on the third base side, and then I get out of play. 1-1. Two down here in the bottom of the 4th. Sand comes set, and here's his 1-1, and that is breaking ball low and in, 2-1. as Stroley gets his lead from first base. Here's the pitch, swung on, and that is grounded towards the middle, and it's going to be into center field. He couldn't have thrown it any better than that as Tangen singles. A seeing eye single up the middle. Stroley stops at second base, and here's Grayson Fuchs batting for the third time. Struck out in the first, grounded to short. Last time he is 0 for 2. He's got 2 runners on base again. And the pitch. That's outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Vogel waits on deck, who's had good success already tonight. 1-0. Swung on, and that is hit in the air to right field. Hinnenkamp over for it. Drifting towards the line, and he makes the catch. And that retires Grayson Fuchs on the side in the 4th inning. 2 more left. 1 hit and 2 left on base. 7 stranded through 4 innings by Paynesville. We go on to the 5th, no score, here on the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour 2022.
Fox 9's Town Ball Tour is in full swing. Join us Wednesdays as we celebrate the small towns of Minnesota. Fox 9's Town Ball Tour, presented by Sieben Carey Personal Injury Law and JTR Roofing.
For years, people have come to me and they've said, our kids get really nervous during severe weather. Is there something you can recommend? I've always said the same thing. Make your children the storm captain. Give them a hat, a clipboard with your personal storm plan written down, a whistle, and when we start talking about a severe thunderstorm watch, your storm captain is in charge of mustering the entire family with your personal storm plan. Give them power over the storm.
Stadium. Very lovely early summer evening here. It was 92 degrees at first pitch, but we've got that wind that's cooling things off nicely here. Paynesville, no runs, 4 hits, no errors through 4 innings. New Munich, no runs, no hits, and no errors. And we head to the 5th, and here is Joe Stander. Grounded to short. His first time up, he's 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Flat-footed swing of a fastball there by Stangler, 1 strike. But again, he made that nice play in the field. Snaring that line drive in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch from Bjerke, a breaking ball, and that is over for strike 2. It's a tough way to make a living there when he's throwing that pitch over for a strike. 0-2. And Bjerke, did he hold up? He did, and it's taken for ball 1. Reller, the first baseman, is on deck. 1-2. Just got a piece and fouled it back. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the New Munich third baseman. Now Stangler ready, and here's the 1-2 from Bjerke. Swung on and missed. Pulled the string on him for strike 3. 5th strikeout for Bjerke, and here is Reller, the first baseman, caught looking his first time up. 0 for 1. Bjerke has a strikeout in every inning except the 4th. And here's the pitch. Starts him with a strike on the inside corner. Ahead Reller backing away from the plate, so perhaps a little backdoor action on that one. And here is the 0-1 delivery. Curved ball rolled towards second base. Grayson Fuchs will throw on to first, and that will retire Reller for the second out. 4-3 the play. And here's Devin Hansen, the second baseman, bounced back to the pitcher his first time up. The thing you may notice about this ballpark is that there is no dirt on the baselines here. It's natural grass all the way. Here is the first pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss by Devin Hansen for strike 1. Keegan Stender is on deck if Hansen can reach. And here's the 0-1. That's slowing away, and Hansen didn't bite. 1 ball and 1 strike. And here's the pitch. Swung on, and that is line foul down the third base line. 1-2 now to Devin Hansen. Bierke working very quickly. Here's the 1-2. Breaking pitch, and that is tapped towards short. Johnson charging, slings it across to first, and once again, New Munich goes down in order. And Bierke has faced the minimum through 5 innings, allowing only 1 walk so far. 4.5, no score here in Paynesville.
This is Fox 9 Plus.
Let's get started, everybody.
Today's biggest talkers.
Charles and I have been talking about this all morning.
Award-winning comedy.
This gets better and better.
Minnesota's only local news at 7.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Plus,
More good news.
a whole lot more.
More than this?
More than we can use.
Game shows, court shows,
Now we're getting somewhere.
your shows. Fox 9 Plus. Something for everyone.
We are 58 minutes into this game. We play at the bottom of the 5th, so may have spoke too soon about the pace of this contest. But when you have one pitcher that's faced the minimum through 5 innings and the other pitcher matching him with zeros on the scoreboard, you may play a little bit quickly here, but it's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 men for Paynesville. Here in the bottom half of inning number 5, Vogel, Johnson, and Bullard are due up.
Let me take a look. Ooh, I don't know. This is going to be close. And we have Team Green challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, for Team Green.
All right, thank you, participants.
All right, Caden Sand ready. And leading off is Blake Vogel, who has yet to be retired this evening, hit by a pitch in the first inning. And he singled to center in the third. 1 for 1 and been on base twice. Sand ready, and here comes the right-hander's pitch. Swung on, and that is rolled towards third, and it eats up Stangler on a bad hop. And for me, that's a hit. And we'll see how they score it here. That would have been a tough play, and they scored an error. Boy, that's a tough error on Stangler. So Vogel reaches. And here's Johnson. 0 for 2, struck out in the first, line to left field in the third. The pitch, swing and a miss at a breaking ball. That was a tough hop for Stangler. Wound up taking it off the lip of that infield. Here's the 0-1, squares the bunt and takes. Now a throw back to first base, and diving back in is Vogel. No balls and 2 strikes to Johnson. Sand ready. And the 0-2. Swung on, and that is looped in the short left field. Stender coming over, and in foul ground, he slides, and he can't make the play. Long run for him, though, and came up just a hair short. Count holds 2 strikes to Luke Johnson. 73 pitches through 4 innings for Caden Sand, 41 strikes. Vogel leads, and here's the pitch, and that is popped straight up, and that is going to get out of play behind the plate. Still 2 strikes to Johnson. We play the bottom half of inning number 5 here in Paynesville tonight. Vogel gets his lead. And the pitch swung on, and that is hit to right field. Hinnenkamp started back, now comes in a few steps, and he makes the catch for the first out. In the bottom of the 5th, and here's Bullard, the third baseman, struck out swinging in the first. Single to center in the third, 1 for 2. As again, Vogel gets his lead from first base. And the first pitch is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Lusink, the first baseman, is on deck for Paynesville. Now, Sand steps off. Something didn't like there, so. Now he's ready. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Off speed there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now Sand is ready. And here he comes. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Same pitch, same result. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the Paynesville third baseman. Paynesville supports its baseball teams very well there. Social media looks wonderful. Here's a pitch. Runner goes. Throw down to second base. It's a good throw, and it will be in time. And Vogel didn't even slide as Funk just threw a P down to second base. 2-4 caught stealing, and Vogel is the second out of the inning. The pitch was called ball 2 to Bullard. And the 2-2 delivery swung on, and that has sawed him off, and it's going to land in short left center field for a base hit. And now he's running for second base. Throw is not in time. So a hustle double for Bullard there. I thought that looked like just a blooper, kind of a jam shot at first, but it carried a little bit farther than I gave it credit for. And Bullard winds up at second base with the first extra base hit.
Now batting for the Pirates, the first baseman, Garrett Lusink.
Of the game as Garrett Lusink comes in. He is hit by a pitch in the second inning, struck out looking in the third. And again, Sand having to deal with a runner in scoring position, which has happened to him in each of the last 3 innings. Here's a pitch, and that is fouled down the first base line, a little bit late on the fastball, and it's strike 1. Grady Fuchs is waiting on deck. Now Sand is ready, works, and there's a long drive to left field. Stender going back, and it is over his head. Bullard around third, he will score, and Lusink will hit second base standing with an RBI double, and Paynesville has scored the first run of the game, 1-0 here in the 5th inning. RBI double, and that was well hit.
Now batting for the Pirates, the catcher, Grady Fuchs.
And Grady Fuchs, the catcher now, with same situation, runner at second base. And 2 down, but now a run in for the home team. And here's the pitch. There's pitch off the plate for ball 1. Stroley is on deck now for Paynesville. 1-0 Pirates now in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Pitch swung on, and that is laced into left field for a base hit. Stender over for it, and they are going to hold the runner. Lusink at third. So Fuchs singles to left, his second hit of the game. Lusink stops at third, and there's 2 on for Stroley here, who has popped a short and walked in his 2 trips to the plate. And Rick Henderson comes in as a pinch runner for Paynesville with the catcher on first base and 2 out. Now runners at the corners and 2 out, and here's the pitch. Breaking ball as up high, 1 ball and no strikes. Paynesville looking for a crooked number now in the 5th inning, having pleaded the first run of the game earlier in the frame. Now the pitch, that leans him back, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Now Sand sets and works. Swing and a miss. Off speed. And it's 2-1. Grant Fuchs is on deck for Paynesville. Get a look at the defensive alignment here. And the 2-1. Breaking ball is up, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Close to 90 pitches now for sand, which is a lot on a night this hot, even though it is breezy and relatively comfortable. There's a 3-1 grounded right back up the middle. It's fielded by Hansen at second base. He goes the short way to force Fuchs and retire the side. 4-6 the play, and the inning is over, but Paynesville scores the first run of the game on 3 hits. There was an error, and they leave 2 more. We played 5, and it's 1-0 Paynesville here on the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour.
For years, people have come to me and they've said, our kids get really nervous during severe weather. Is there something you can recommend? I've always said the same thing. Make your children the storm captain. Give them a hat, a clipboard with your personal storm plan written down, a whistle, and when we start talking about a severe thunderstorm watch, your storm captain is in charge of mustering the entire family with your personal storm plan. Give them power over the storm.
We go to the 6th inning, and it is 1-0 Paynesville over New Munich, and now the focus, the shutout is broken, now shifts over to Griffin Bjerke, who has pitched himself a nice little ball game so far. 60 pitches through 5 innings, 41 strikes, 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk, and that's been the only base runner for New Munich. Despite it all, they still only trail by a run, mainly due to Paynesville having left 9 runners on base through the first 5 innings. Now Stender will lead off, struck out swinging his first time up. Bjerke ready, and the first pitch. Swing and a miss. And he just compact. Very little effort it looks like he's expending, but he's getting good velocity, and here's the 0-1. That is fouled straight back by Stender. 2 strikes. Now Bjerke ready. Here's the 0-2. Floats a breaking ball up there, and it's high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hunter Rademacher, Jacob Henningkamp on deck and in the hole respectively, and here's the 1-2. That is strike 3, and Stender knew it. Strikeout number 6 for Bjerke, and here's Rademacher, who was caught looking his first time up. It's 0 for 1. It's 14 in a row set down by Bjerke, and here's the pitch. That is a strike. Now ready, here's the 0-1. Swung on, and that's fouled back to the screen. 2 strikes now to Hunter Rademacher. Here in the top half of the 6th inning of play. 7 hits for Paynesville. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Rademacher goes down. 7 for Bjerke, and here's Henningkamp, grounded to short his first time up. And the pitch, that's a fastball that's up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Bjerke, by comparison, has thrown only 60 pitches through 5 innings. 41 strikes, and here's the 1-0. That is taken, and it is low. 2 balls and no strikes. And the walk to Logan Funk in the first inning. There's a drive to center field, and it's right at the center fielder. Tangen makes the catch, and that retires New Munich on the side here in the 6th inning. Again, 1, 2, 3, nothing across, 5.5. 1-0 for Paynesville.
Oh, look. Friday and Saturday Saints home games are on Fox 9 Plus. A new catch. Today keeps getting better. Yoo-hoo!
St. Paul Saints. Friday and Saturday home games on Fox 9 Plus.
And we do remind you, of course, to join in the fun this summer at CHS Field to watch your Minnesota Twins AAA affiliate, the St. Paul Saints. For every Friday night home game in July or August, you have a chance to watch the future stars of tomorrow and catch some in-game promotions, very much like you're seeing here tonight in Paynesville, as a matter of fact. And then enjoy the post-game fireworks show down on the field. Head to saintsgroups.com and enter the password TOWNBALL to get your exclusive tickets now. And as you know, last September, the Minnesota Twins hosted a salute to the Town Ball champions at Target Field. This summer, the event will be bigger and better. Mark your calendars for Saturday, September the 10th, and stay tuned for more information on upcoming Fox 9 Town Ball Tour live streams. Go to the home half of the 6th inning, and it's a 1-0 lead for Paynesville. And now I suppose we can talk about it after 6 innings, of course. Is it lucky or is it not? But it is a no-hitter through 6 innings for Bjerke, and not only that, he is one walk away from perfection through 6 innings. He has faced the minimum. And the base runner, Funk, was erased on a double play in the first inning, and other than that, he has been immaculate. He's now retired 16 SilverStreaks in a row. And 8-9-1 due up for Paynesville here in their half of the 6th inning. Fuchs, Tangen, and Grant Fuchs, Drew Tangen, and Grayson Fuchs. The two of them are batting in the same inning. It is best to differentiate between the two. Next week, we are in Hamel at the Paul Fortin Memorial Baseball Field, and we've got a pitching change for New Munich. Carter Burr, number 20, right-hander, is the new pitcher. So we'll add up the book here on Sand in a moment, and here is the pitch. That is up and away for ball 1. Caden Sand goes 5 innings, gives up 1 run, earned 7 hits. There's a foul ball on the first base side that gets out of play. 1-1 now to Grant Fuchs. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 hit batsmen. He threw 92 pitches and 58 strikes. There's a swing and a miss. And Fuchs now on a 1-2 hole. Drew Tangen is on deck. Carter Beer, number 20, right-hander. And, of course, they did not use a DH in this game, so here's the pitch. Now that is popped right up the chute behind the plate and right by the fence, and a play, and a nice one made there by Funk to retire Grant Fuchs. That foul ball right up against the screen. Tough play for a catcher to make, but he did, and Fuchs retired for the first out. Here's Drew Tangen, who struck out looking and singled in his 2 appearances tonight, so he is 1 for 2. Now the pitch from Burr, and he bunts, and it's back to the screen. Strike 1 to Tangen. Burr ready, and he winds, and he works 0-1. It's a breaking ball, and that one's a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a fly ball lifted to center field. Rademacher coming in, and now Funk, as it didn't carry at all. Funk in short center makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th inning, and here's the top of the order. Grayson Fuchs 0 for 3. Struck out, grounded out, and has flown out in his 3 plate appearances. Now the pitch. Big breaking ball, and it's over for a strike. Vogel is on deck if Grayson Fuchs can reach here in the 6th. Now the wind and the 0-1 delivery. Breaking ball, and that is hitting the air to left field. Stender into foul ground. The shortstop Will Funk over, and it's out of play. Two strikes now to Grayson Fuchs. Burr ready, and here is the 0-2 delivery. Breaking ball, and just got a piece of it and fouled it back. Still 2 strikes to the leadoff batter for Paynesville. Now Burr looks in. And here is the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, and that is lined down the third base line. A fair ball. That's going to get towards the corner. Stender over for it. A big turn at first base for Grayson Fuchs, but he'll hold with a long single. And a 2-out base runner here for Paynesville in the 6th.
Now batting for the Pirates, the right fielder, Blake Vogel.
And here is Blake Vogel, the right fielder, hit by a pitch and singled to center field, and then reached on an error in the 5th inning. Charge to Stangler, the third baseman. Here's the pitch, slap foul on the first base side, out of play for strike 1. Walking lead at first base. Here's the pitch, and that gets past the catcher, and we'll get back to the backstop. A wild pitch. Fuchs takes second base, and the count evens to Blake Vogel at 1-1. Luke Johnson, the shortstop, the number 3 man, is on deck if Vogel's able to reach and keep things going here in the bottom of the 6th. Tight ball game here. There's the 1-1. Breaking ball grounded towards short. Will Funk takes it, throws on to first base in time to retire the side here in the 6th inning. Paynesville gets 1 hit and strands another. They have left a runner on base in every inning. We have played 6 innings, and Paynesville leads it 1-0.
Fox 9's Town Ball Tour is in full swing. Join us Wednesdays as we celebrate the small towns of Minnesota. Fox 9's Town Ball Tour, presented by Sieben Carey Personal Injury Law and JTR Roofing.
Yeah, I do that. I've done that for years. Sometimes when I measure, I'm looking at other things. This one, occasionally, not very often, but anyways. Let's see if this young man can pitch himself a no-hitter. We go to the 7th, and back out there is Griffin Bjerke, who has completely shut down the SilverStreaks here. See if Sand has got a bat here, so he may have moved to a different defensive position that was not announced in the top of the inning. He would have to in order to obviously keep his spot in the batting order in the game. So without a DH, Sand is 0 for 2. And that is indeed what happened. Caden Sand replacing Stangler at third base. In the top of the inning, here's the pitch. Fastball is up. 1 ball and no strikes to Sand, who's had 2 looks already. And here's the pitch. He takes up high, and it's 2-0 now. Now Bjerke is ready, and here he comes 2-0. Swing and a miss at a fastball, 2-1. So they aren't afraid to turn him loose anyway. The leadoff hitter. And here is the 2-1 delivery. That is a fastball that's high, 3-1. Just the third 3-ball count of the game for Bjerke. Now he's ready, and he winds, and here comes his 3-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball upstairs, probably swung at ball 4. And it's 3-2. Bjerke ready, and here he comes. That is a called third strike, and Sand was on his way to first base, but he got that call enough himself in the first few innings to not expect quite so much there. Bjerke's 8th strikeout, and here's Logan Funk, who is the only base runner for New Munich. Not to beat a dead horse, but it's true. His first inning walk has been it for New Munich. And the pitch. Leans him back with a fastball once ball one. Will Funk on deck. 1-0. Bender is over for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Bjerke is ready, and here is that pitch. 1-1, and it is off the plate. 2-1. Buck stands in, left-handed batter. There's number 33. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and that is low, and it is 3-1. So consecutive 3-ball counts now from Bjerke after having only 2 in the first 6 innings. Here's a 3-1. And that is lifted foul over the roof, and the count goes full, 3-2. Now Bjerke ready, and here he comes 3-2. Fastball tap, foul at the plate to stay alive at 3-2. Bjerke looks in, winds, and here comes his 3-2 delivery. And that is off the plate, and Funk has walked for the second time. Second walk issued by Bjerke. And it'll bring up Will Funk. So Logan Funk, the first base runner for New Munich since he was at the plate in the first inning. That ends a string of 17 in a row retired by Bjerke, and here is the pitch. That is off the plate for ball one. Bjerke ready, will work from the set, and here's his pitch, and that's off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. He's had comparative trouble this inning. Bjerke has with command. 13 pitches already, and only 1 man retired. Here is the pitch. That is over for a strike, 2-1. By contrast, tonight, Bjerke is not, start that again and say it in English this time. 16 pitches in the first inning was the most he'd thrown in any one frame. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and fouled away on the first base side, and he's now at 17 here in the 7th inning, with 1 out and a runner on first. But he's been economizing all night. Just 70 pitches through 6 innings, so terrific by any objective measure. And here's a 2-2 delivery. Fastball, swing and a miss, and he got him. Strikeout number 9 for Bjerke, and it'll leave it up to the new pitcher, Carter Burr. Left-handed batter. Logan Funk takes his lead from first base, and here is the pitch. Swung on and jammed him, and he whistles one foul on the third base side. So Burr now with Funk at first base. And here is the pitch. Breaking ball is a strike called. And Berg quickly down 2 strikes. Bjerke ready, and here is the pitch. Swung on and fouled down the third base side. Count holds, no balls, 2 strikes. Now ready to resume play as Bierke looks in. No balls, 2 strikes. Logan Funk gets his lead at first base. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss in the dirt, and he's going to head towards first base. I'll have to throw him out, and they do. 2-3 to retire the side, and Bierke strikes out the side. 7 no-hit innings for Griffin Bierke. And 10 strikeouts on the night. 1 left for New Munich in the top of the 7th inning. And here's Take Me Out to the Ball Game on the Town Ball Summer Tour.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, stand if you are able to here tonight to sing baseball's national anthem. We have the winners of Boogie Ball down here, Jeff, Maddie, and Macy leading us, as well as the Paynesville Royalty and other friends. Here we go.
There you have it. And now Paynesville comes to the plate in the bottom of the 7th inning against Burr. They'll have 3, 4, and 5 due up. Holding on to that 1-0 lead, but Griffin Bierke has hardly given New Munich a sniff here. He will take a no-hitter into the 8th inning of this game. And here is Luke Johnson. Johnson is 0 for 3. Struck out swinging, line to left, flew to right. So he's 0 for 3 on the night. And the pitch from Burr. That's low and away, 1 ball and no strikes. 1 run, 8 hits. No errors for Paynesville. No runs, no hits, and 1 error for New Munich. And there's a fastball off the plate, and that's 2 balls and no strikes. Now to the number 3 man in the order, Johnson, Bullard, and Lusink due up here for Paynesville in their half of the 7th. And here's the 2-0 from Burr. Swung on and dropped to third base. Picked up there by Sand. Slings it across in time for the out, and Johnson retired 5-3. Here's Bullard. Struck out swinging, singled to center, and then doubled to left center and scored the game's only run in the 5th inning, so he's 2 for 3. Burr ready, and here he comes. Swung on, and that is hit off the end of the bat into short center field. That's trouble, and that is going to fall for a base hit. And Abe Bullard has 3 hits tonight, and that one of a little duck snort out to right center field. It drops. And another base runner for Paynesville. And here is Lusink, who is hit by a pitch, struck out looking and doubled. So he is 1 for 2 with an RBI. Pitch. Strike called. Burr is ahead of Lusink. That's 9 hits now for Paynesville in this game. And the 0-1 has a breaking pitch that is fouled away on the first base side out of play. Lusink in a 2-strike hole now. Grady Fuchs is on deck for Paynesville. Here's where it starts to get fun. Now the set and the 0-2 delivery. And that hit him. So Lusink is hit for the 2nd time in the game, and they're going to call him back. They're going to call him back. They say to not make an effort to get out of the way, and that will bring him back to the plate. It is a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes, but umpire ruling no attempt to get out of the way, and that will bring him back, and it will bring a discussion as well. Now he's saying that he moved into the pitch, the umpire is, which would be even more of a no-no. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Burr ready. And here's the pitch. Fastball is off the plate, and it's 2-2. Lusink is crowding the plate a little bit. Big fella. Pitch, swing and a miss, and strike 3. Burr with a good fastball there, sets him down. And here's Grady, folks. 2 outs, 1 runner at first base. First strikeout for Burr. And New Munich pitching has struck out 7 Pirates tonight. Bullard gets his lead from first base with 2 out. And the pitch from Burr, and that is off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Stroley moves on deck for Paynesville. One-0. Swung on and grounded towards the middle, and that's going to get through into center field. And Bullard will check in at second base on a single by Fuchs. That's his 3rd hit of the game. So again, 2 on for Paynesville. And it'll leave it up to Stroley here. Pop to short, single to center, and hit into a fielder's choice. He's 1 for 3. Paynesville has had multiple runners on base in 5 of the 7 innings so far. First pitch is low. Ball 1 to Stroley. Grant Fuchs, the DH, moves to the on-deck circle as you look at the alignment on the right side of the infield here. Sand is on the edge of the grass at third base, and there's a fly ball to left field. Starting out, center, now he goes back for it, and he's got room, and he makes the catch. And that retires Paynesville in the 7th inning. 2 hits, no runs, 2 more left. Played 7, and Paynesville leads it 1-0.
This is Fox 9 Plus.
Let's get started, everybody.
Today's biggest talkers.
Charles and I have been talking about this all morning.
Award-winning comedy.
This gets better and better.
Minnesota's only local news at 7.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Plus,
More good news.
a whole lot more.
More than this?
More than we can use.
Game shows, court shows,
Now we're getting somewhere.
your shows. Fox 9 Plus. Something for everyone.
Paynesville has left 12 runners on base tonight, and they lead at 1-0. As we go to the 7th inning, and there's Griffin Bierke. Has allowed 2 walks to Logan Funk, and that's been it. His pitch count stands at 92 through 7 innings. With 61 strikes. And we're going to get a hitter here for New Munich. Neil Anderson, number 7, is going to bat for Reller here, who goes to coach first base.
Now batting for the New Munich SilverStreaks, number 7, Neil Anderson. And in center field for the Pirates is Sam Orline.
Now the pitch. Anderson takes a strike called. Reller 0 for 2 tonight. Strikeout and a ground out to second base. Now Bierke ready, and here's the pitch. Anderson swings and misses at a fastball, and it's 2 strikes. Sam Orline takes over in center field for Paynesville. 2 strikes now to the pinch hitter, Neil Anderson, and the 0-2 upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Devin Hansen and Keegan Stender are due to bat here in the 8th inning. Now the 1-2. Curveball grounded towards the middle. Grayson Fuchs, and it got past him. And the first rule of official scoring is make sure the first one is clean. Let's see what they score that. It should be an error, and we'll see how it works out. But that's a tough play, and it is an error, E4. So the no-hitter remains intact. And here's Devin Hansen, 0 for 2. As Neil Anderson gets his lead from first base, and here's the pitch, and that is a strike. A fastball over. So dodging a bullet there. Bjerke is anyway, and here is the 0-1 delivery in the pitch, and that is bounced over the mound. Grayson Fuchs has it, tags the runner, and that's all they get. So it's 4 unassisted, a fielder's choice, and that forces Anderson. And Hansen takes over at first base. And we have another hitter for New Munich. Carter Schiffler, number 13, batting for Stender. Swing and a miss by a left-handed batter. And strike one. Stender struck out both times he had been up. Let's see if he goes back in for defense, though. And re-entry as Devin Hansen gets his lead at second base. Now the pitch. That is off the plate, 1-1. Still got to remember, though, in spite of all what's going on, it's still a one-run game. And the options are still open for New Munich as far as moving base runners goes, but they're running out of time. Here's the pitch, and there's a strike called on the outside corner, 1-2. Bjerke, 10 strikeouts, 2 walks tonight. Now ready. Here he comes, 1-2. Breaking pitch is a little bit up. And 2 balls and 2 strikes. Home crowd wanted it for obvious reasons. Plate umpire disagrees, and they just turned the lights on here in Paynesville for the last couple innings of this game. Here's a 2-2 delivery, and that is a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 11 for Bjerke. And Schiffler goes down for the second out. And now at the plate, Joe Hoppe, number 1, hitting for Rademacher. And there is ball 1. Rademacher 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts. 1 looking, 1 swinging. Hansen, the runner at first base with 2 outs. And the pitch. Hoppe lines one into center field. That's the first hit of the ball game. And rounding second and heading to third is Devin Hansen. And now New Munich breaks up the no-hitter and now has 2 runners on base with 2 out here in the 8th inning. Pinch hitter Joe Hoppe breaks it up with a single to right center field. And they're at the corners now. And Hinnenkamp is due up here. And now we have another hitter. Nolan Anderson, number 6, is going to hit for Hinnenkamp here. First pitch is a strike called. Hinnenkamp 0 for 2. Ground out and a line out. 2 outs and 2 on. First time they've had 2 runners on base in the contest. The pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 12 strikeouts for Bjerke, but New Munich gets its first hit in the 7th inning, and they leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 1-0 Paynesville.
Fox 9's Ice Cream Social. Coming to a town near you. Visit fox9.com/ice cream. This is Fox 9 Plus.
Let's get started, everybody.
Today's biggest talkers,
Charles and I have been talking about this all morning.
award-winning comment,
This gets better and better.
Minnesota's only local news at 7.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Plus,
More good news.
a whole lot more.
More than this?
More than we can use.
Game shows, court shows,
Now we're getting somewhere.
your shows. Fox 9 Plus, something for everyone.
Bottom of the 8th. Sweet Caroline ringing out here at Paynesville Baseball Stadium. Wonderful night. And a interesting ball game here. 1-0 as we go to the last half of the 8th inning. Paynesville has had 10 hits. New Munich just 1. But it broke up the no-hit bid in the 7th inning. Pinch hitter Joe Hoppy with a single to center field. And a pinch hitter now for Paynesville. Tap foul to third base. Rick Hendrickson at the plate, batting for Fuchs, Grant Fuchs. Grant Fuchs 0 for 3 in the game. Burr ready, and here he works. And that is a 58-foot fastball. Gets back to the screen, 2 strikes. Tangen is due up. However, Orline has taken over for him in center field. So see if he's swinging a bat. Yes, he is in front of the dugout. So Sam Orline will bat second here. And there is ball 2. And 1 strike. Two 2-1 is off the plate. 3 balls and a strike now. Burr ready, and here's his pitch. Swing and a miss. Took something off there, and it's 3-2. Burr has struck out 1. Walked none and allowed 2 hits. They're coming on in relief of Sand to start the 6th inning, and here's the 3-2. And that is upstairs. It's a walk. Walk number 1 for Burr. And here's Sam Orline, the center fielder, who has not made a plate appearance yet. Tangen in center field, who started the game 1 for 3. See if they bunt him over here. And now throw over to first base, and that gets Hendrickson back in, standing up. Shouldn't it be in order? I mean, you mentioned this, it's a one-hitter, but it's also a one-run game, so an insurance run wouldn't be the worst thing in the world here, and he squares the bunt. Orline pulls it back and takes high. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Sand is on the edge of the grass at third base. Ryler's holding with the runner at first. And the 1-0, again, squares the bunt. And a throw down to first, and back in standing is Hendrickson. It's 2 balls and no strikes, meanwhile, to Orline, who's looking like he's ready to give himself up, but hasn't seen a strike yet, so been unable to do so. 2-0. That buzzed the tower, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. And that will bring Funk out to the mound to have a discussion. A brief one. So now it's 3 balls and no strikes to Orline here in the bottom of the 8th inning. (3-0). Strike called. As Orline taking all the way now. You can move the runner with a walk just as easily. And here's the 3-1 pitch, and that one is low, ball 4. Back-to-back walks to start the 8th inning for Paynesville. And we're going to get a pinch hitter here for Paynesville. Adam Hennish, number 4. And he bunts down the third baseline. It's a good bunt, but it's rolling foul. And that is where grass can make a difference. Not necessarily keeping the ball fair, but in deadening the roll. Sand in on the grass at third base, first and second, and nobody out here for Paynesville in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And now Reller will come in on the grass as well. Wheel play is on, bunt to Reller, and he tags the batter, and that is going to be a sacrifice for Hennish. Moves up both runners. Hendrickson to third, Orline to second. And Blake Bogley, the right fielder, comes up, and he has 1 for 3 tonight. Been hit by a pitch, singled, reached on an error, and grounded out. Now the infield in at all 4 stations for New Munich. And the pitch. A strike called. Luke Johnson is on deck. So an important sequence here for the SilverStreaks. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch, and Oakley was out in front of it. 2 strikes to the count now. Burr sets and comes 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's a huge out for Burr. His second strikeout, 2 down, and that'll leave it up to Luke Johnson, who was 0 for 4 in the shortstop position tonight. Struck out, lined out, flew out, and most recently grounded to third. Here's the pitch. There is a strike called. So Burr Binns is back here after walking the first 2. Gets a big strikeout with 2 runners on base. Here's the 0-1. And that is a nice stop by Funk. Pitch in the dirt, and it evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bullard on deck, and the way he's been swinging a bat tonight, New Munich would prefer not to have to face him, I'm sure. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Threw a fastball past him, 1-2. Now Burr 1 pitch away from getting out of a wicked jam here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the 1-2. That's off the plate with a big breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's a 2-2. A little bit upstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bullard, for his part on the night, is 3 for 4. And has scored the only run of the game. 3-2 now to Johnson. Swung on, and that is looped on the third base side, heading towards the berm, and that's going to get out of play. Count holds, 3-2. Wind is shifted a little bit. It's now blowing in from left field. We haven't seen anything like a deep fly ball here, with the exception of the long ball by... Here's a fly ball to center field. Rademacher coming over to his right. Calls and makes the catch, and that retires Luke Johnson on the side here in the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the 9th inning, and it is 1-0. Paynesville over New Munich.
Oh, look. Friday and Saturday Saints home games are on Fox 9 Plus. A new catch. Today keeps getting better. Yoo-hoo!
St. Paul Saints, Friday and Saturday home games on Fox 9 Plus.
All right, we go to the 9th, and last chance here for New Munich. They get the top of the order at the plate against Griffin Bjerke. Was allowed 1 hit with a single to the pinch hitter Joe Hoppe in the 8th inning, and that has been it. Everybody back in for re-entry on the Paynesville side as they try to hold off New Munich. 1 more time to claim the victory. Forget next week we are in Hamel at the Paul Thornton Memorial Baseball Field. Hamel versus Andover as stop number 7 on the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour goes on. And here is Sand to lead off the 9th. And he takes outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Sand is 0 for 3, struck out twice and grounded to second base. Now the pitch. And fouled straight back. 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. And that is upstairs, 2-1. .108 pitches coming into the 9th inning. And there's a swing and a miss for Sand. It's 2-2. 108 pitches, 77 strikes for Griffin Bierke, who's pitched a gem here tonight. 2-2. Swung on and hit high in the air to right field. Bogley over for it. Towards the line, makes the catch. First out in the 9th inning. Here's Logan Funk, who has reached twice, both by way of walk. Two outs left here for Paynesville, and here's the pitch. And a strike called to Logan Funk. 0 for 1 officially tonight and reached twice. Here's the pitch. And that is off the plate, 1-1. Will Funk on deck, the shortstop. And the pitch. That's low. 2 balls and a strike now. Now, Bierke ready and works, and there's a line drive towards the gap in right center field. It's going to be a hit for Funk, and he's going to stop at first base with a long single. Hit number 2 now for New Munich. And here's Will Funk with Logan Funk at first base. Right-handed batter ready. He is 0 for 3 tonight. And the pitch. Takes. Good take there off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Funk bounced into a double play, grounded to first, and struck out. So he's 0 for 3 and looking for a way to put his team's noses in front here in the 9th inning. 1-0. Swung on, and that is hit in the air to right center field. Pretty well hit. Erline and Vogel going over for it. Vogel will make the catch in deep right center field to retire Funk. And that's a heart and throat moment here for the Paynesville fans. That's the second out. And here's Burr, the opposing pitcher. As Funk leads from first base, and here's the pitch. Swung on and a late swing, but a laced foul ball down the third base side. New Munich has gotten 1 runner to third base tonight. That was last inning when Hansen moved over on the single by Hoppy. But the 2 hits tonight were not cheap. That's for sure. 1 strike to Burr. There is strike 2. On the outside corner, no balls, 2 strikes. Bierke ready, and here is the pitch. Swing and a foul at the plate. They're going to have to throw him out, and they do. The game is over. Oh, wait a minute. It is not. They are saying it is a foul tip. So forget I said that. And instead, I will replace it with Yogi Berra's famous, "It's not over till it's over." And right now, it ain't. Oh, 2. Now it's over on a called third strike. 13 strikeouts for Bjerke, and the game comes to an end officially. Our final score tonight, Paynesville 1, New Munich nothing. 1 run, 10 hits, 1 error for Paynesville. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for New Munich. New Munich leaves 3 runners on base. And Paynesville leaves 14, believe it or not. 1 run, 10 hits, 1 error. They leave 14 runners on base. Griffin Bjerke with a 2-hit zip. And 13 strikeouts, though. Make sure that leaving those runners on base was not a big thing. He walked 2. And he threw 122 pitches tonight. And 88 strikes. Losing pitcher is Caden Sand. Tough loss for him. 5 innings, 1 run, 7 hits, 6 strikeouts, and a walk. And Carter Burr came in and pitched the last 3 innings. And he allowed 3 hits and no runs. Time of tonight's game, 1 hour and 54 minutes. Not bad at all. And that'll do it for us here tonight on the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour. Again, the final score is Paynesville 1, New Munich nothing. Jeff Papasan, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week on the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour.
Fox 9's Town Ball Tour is in full swing. Join us Wednesdays as we celebrate the small towns of Minnesota. Fox 9's Town Ball Tour, presented by Sieben Carey Personal Injury Law and JTR Roofing.
I actually called one 2 weeks ago in the state tournament at CHS. But they called that one, so it was only 6 hours. Oh, really? Yeah. Can't ask them.
Brad has to stop this.
Yep.
Yeah, he did that as it came out, so. Hey, Zach, it's Jeff. Do we need to have help signing off on this YouTube stream? I do, but he didn't answer his phone.